Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
And International Fight Weekend continues to get better and better as Julian Marquez is set to return against Alessio Di Chirico at the Ultimate Fighters 27 finale in Las Vegas. Now, this was going to be the fight card, the night before UFC 226 Miocic vs. Cormier, which we've just been talking about how stacked that's starting to become with the addition of Lewis vs. Ngannou, Mike Perry versus Yancy Medeiros. They just announced Max Holloway versus Brian Ortega for the featherweight title, and of course the champion versus champion super fight, Daniel Cormier versus Stipe Miocic at the top of the card. That's all going to take place at UFC 226 that Saturday. But the day before is going to be the Ultimate Fighter finale, and on that now we have these two middleweight up-and-comers, Julian Marquez and Alessio Di Chirico at the Ultimate Fighter Season 27 finale. Now, I'm a fan of Julian Marquez. He's an up-and-coming fighter. He's definitely still got a lot to prove in his MMA career, as I don't believe he has 10 professional fights yet, but he's a really fun personality and character. He's like 7-1. I became like a fan, he got on my radar after last fight, and I don't expect this guy to go undefeated and become the middleweight champion. He's just a fun guy to watch. If you're only watching for the best of the best, the guys that are gonna be the next Darren Tills and Israel Adesanya's, the next John Joneses, and that's not what this is. But this is a guy that's got a really fun personality, and he came up on Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series, got a knockout there, and in his UFC debut, he got a submission in a really fun fight. And if you recall, this is where I was like, yo, this dude is dope. On his walkout to the fight, he started hitting the floss. If you play Fortnite, you know what the floss is. It's the dance where you take your arms and you go back and forth and shit. And he was hitting that on the walkout, having fun, while, when you're standing outside the octagon and the referee's checking you, making sure you don't got anything illegal and all of that on you. He was dancing while they were checking him and shit. Just had the fucking boogie bug, and like somebody hit his ass with that boogie bomb on his way out to the octagon. So he was just having fun on his way out to his UFC debut, and then ended up getting a finish in the fight. He called out, if you remember, Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley, I know you're a welterweight and I'm a middleweight, but I challenge you to a beard off. It's the dude that challenged Tyron Woodley to the best beard in the UFC competition. After a fun walkout, he had a fun post-fight speech, a finish in his fight. So it's just, Julian Marquez, I got my eye on him for a lot of those reasons, and he made this super dope Instagram post to go with his announcement of his return fight to the UFC, and it's, this Mortal Kombat style, ladder. If you remember, a while ago I did one of these with Francis Ngannou before he fought Alistair Overeem. But Julian Marquez did one of these on his Instagram. This is what he had to say: Julian Marquez versus Alessio Di Chirico at July 6, 2018 in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Palms Resort Casino, just on my journey to get to Shang Tsung. And that's the Mortal Kombat reference, of course, for those of you who don't know. So I got my eyes on this fight, man. I'm not telling you guys keep your eye on him as he's going to be the champion in 2018. He's only got 8 professional fights. I believe Julian Marquez is 7-1. His opponent, Alessio Di Chirico, is 11-1, who's got 4 fights in the UFC. Now, Julian Marquez has 1 fight in the Contender Series, which he won, and then his UFC debut. So he's only really got 2 UFC fights, maybe 1.5, depending on if you count Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series, while Alessio Di Chirico is 2-2 in the UFC. He looks good in some fights. He's more of a ground and pound fighter, it says on his UFC page. And Julian Marquez has a win by submission, although on the fight metrics, I believe he was taken down 4 times in this last fight. So, but at the same time, even though he was taken down, he had 3 submission attempts and actually ended up winning by submission. So it's not like he's just some, geek off the street on his back. Julian Marquez, however this fight goes, man, it's going to be fun. It could go Alessio Di Chirico trying to grind him out, but at the same time, Julian Marquez has good wrestling. Also, he's out of Kansas City, you know what I'm saying, which, I'm not from Kansas City or anything, but that's the closest big place probably to me, and I've been there. So yeah, I root, Kansas City Chiefs and shit. Y'all see me in the Chiefs shirt, rooting for the Kansas City Homer as well. So a lot of different reasons I'm rocking with Julian Marquez. He's actually a guy I would like to interview. Just a really fun interview, I think that'd be. So I'm gonna try and get that done. Probably won't happen. Who knows? Maybe. But either way, I got my eyes on Julian Marquez versus Alessio Di Chirico. Maybe he'll hit the floss. Maybe he'll hit. What if he like plays Fortnite and hits some other Fortnite dance on the way out? Okay, maybe he doesn't. Who knows? Who cares? Either way, got my eye on the fight. The Ultimate Fighter Season 27 finale the night before UFC 226. Can't wait. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. I'm out. And as always, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell right next to it so you're notified every time I upload a video. I'm out.
This is #1 bullshit.